If you want to get all the good things in life, you have to get out. You have to get out of your head. You have to get out of your room, and you have to get out of the books and into life. It has been scientifically proven that being the smartest person isn't enough. Getting straight A's isn't enough. Being a valedictorian isn't enough. Grades are important, yes, but what happens to valedictorian? A Boston College researcher did a study, and they found out that valedictorians do well later in life. They get above average jobs in above average companies. I want you to picture yourself in 10 years as being a pretty good employee in a pretty good company with a pretty good paycheck. Is that your goal? But here's what's important. Valedictorians rarely change the world. What happens? They're good at studying, learning, and taking tests. But success in life isn't a series of studying, learning, and taking tests. Here's a great truth for you. Every great human endeavor, from sending up the space shuttle to curing cancer, from walking on the moon to building a skyscraper, from developing gene editing technology to creating a world-class opera, is the product not of one person but of a team of people working together. Every good and great thing that you will do in the future requires you to work with, through, and in conjunction with other people. Years ago, I read about an engineering professor. His class asked him how they were going to be graded, and the professor told them, including that part of their grade would come from a survey of their peers. Now, one young man complained. He said, "My peers? How can my peers have any idea how good I am at engineering?" And the professor said, "Excellent engineers are also excellent at working with others." But the young man persisted. So the professor gave him a challenge. He said, "You have 2 weeks. Come back in 2 weeks and you tell me what job you will take after college where you will work alone." Of course, you and I know that answer. That job doesn't exist. I'll say it again. Every good and great thing you will do in the future requires you to work with, through, and in conjunction with other people. So you need people skills. Now, every week I work with business leaders who are stuck, and I mean stuck. They have moved through the work world from junior accountant to senior accountant, from production assistant to producer, and then they get stuck. Why? Because technical skills will only get you so far, and then you need the ability to communicate with other people. I was seated on a plane with a recruiter out of Silicon Valley, and we talked about his frustration. He told me that he can hire 1,000 programmers who can write code, but he almost can't find a soul who can speak to clients. He can fill a room full of eager young people who can create apps, and he'll pay them on average about $40,000 a year. But he would gladly pay 3 times that much for a coder who can lead a team. Every good and great thing that you will do in the future requires you to work with, through, and in conjunction with other people. Now, college admission counselors know this. That's why the elite schools are increasingly insisting applicants go through an interview process. But hey, you argue, I'm going into the architecture program, or I'm going to be a chemist. Why would someone need to interview me? The more elite a college program is, the pickier they can stand to be, and they want students who will be successful later in life. And a major part of that success is going to come from people skills. When I started college, I was an art major, and every week we had to stand up in front of the room and defend our work. Now, can you imagine a group of artists with purple hair and lip piercings trying to speak to people? We were all introverts. That's why we went into art in the first place. But our professors understood something that we didn't. It's not enough to be a great artist. You need the ability to communicate with others. And back then, I almost couldn't do it. My junior year of high school, I was voted the quietest. I've heard high schools are phasing out these superlatives, but back in my day, our yearbook was full of the most studious, best looking, most athletic, and most likely to succeed, and I was voted the quietest. I literally spent my junior year not talking to another soul. And when my family went out together, my mother's friends would point at me and say, "Oh, isn't that cute? He's shy." No, it wasn't cute. It was debilitating. Shy isn't cute. Shy holds you down. Shy cuts you back. Shy prevents you from getting all the good things in life. I couldn't get the good grades because I had to raise my hand in class. I couldn't get the job because I had to walk in. "Mr. Wilkins, I heard you understood you need a part-time person on the weekends." and I certainly couldn't get the girl, because I would have been required to stop someone, make small talk, and then invite them to a movie. No, it wasn't cute. I was miserable. I was dejected, depressed, and hopeless. Now I tell you that story because there is hope. If you look at my resume, you'll find I'm regularly speaking in front of hundreds of people. I've traveled the country speaking to groups. I've done a TEDx talk. Now I'm not telling you this to brag on me. I'm telling you this so that you can understand there is hope. You can go from where you are to being comfortable in front of the room. I know because I did it. Now I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people go through that same transformation. Is it easy? No. Will this transformation make you uncomfortable? Yes. Will you want to give up? Almost certainly. But is it worth it? More than you could possibly know. Pair all of your great grades with people skills and you'll get into the best colleges. Pair a great college education with people skills and you'll get recruited by the top firm. Pair your technical knowledge with social confidence and you will become unstoppable.